You've been told your whole life that being kind, fair, and honest is the key to respect. Be the bigger person. Turn the other cheek. Give without expecting anything back. But what if that's all a lie? What if those very virtues are the reason you're being ignored, used, and left behind? 500 years ago, a man named Niccolò Machiavelli revealed a terrifying secret about power. Respect isn't given to the good, it's taken by the strategic. If you've ever felt your kindness was mistaken for weakness, this is the wake-up call you've been waiting for. The good person's dilemma, the psychology of the trap. If you're the good person, you know a special kind of exhaustion, don't you? It's the weariness from constantly managing everyone else's feelings, a concept psychologists call emotional labor. It's the invisible work you do when you force a smile through frustration, swallow your own needs to keep the peace, and offer understanding when you get none in return. This habit of silencing your own voice in the name of being good is exactly what makes you invisible. This is the good person's trap. You play by a set of rules you believe will earn you love and acceptance, but in the real world, they often get you the opposite. This people-pleasing comes from a deep fear of rejection. You learn early on, if I accommodate, I'll be liked. If I set a boundary, I'll be abandoned. So you adapt. You become a master of saying yes. The problem? This adaptation becomes a prison. You say yes when you're screaming no inside, feeling a hot wave of guilt at the very thought of putting yourself first. This constant self-sacrifice doesn't just make you tired, it erodes who you are. You get so focused on what everyone else needs that you forget you have needs too. This leads straight to burnout, resentment, and the creepy feeling that you're not even real. You are good, yes, but you are also a ghost in your own life, and the world is more than happy to treat you like one. The Machiavellian diagnosis: why goodness fails. This is where the brutally honest philosophy of Niccolò Machiavelli is essential. In his infamous book, The Prince, Machiavelli wasn't trying to create villains. He was describing the world as it is, not as we wish it would be. He saw that for a leader, pure goodness detached from a grasp of reality is a trap. His core diagnosis is this: the world doesn't reward goodness, it rewards effectiveness. People aren't motivated by your kindness. They're motivated by their own self-interest, their fears, and their perception of your power. This is why he famously wrote that for a ruler, it is much safer to be feared than loved. This isn't a call to be cruel. Fear, in the Machiavellian sense, isn't terror. It's respect for your strength and your boundaries. Love is fickle and depends on others, but the respect that comes from being formidable is something you control. It's the unspoken understanding that crossing you has consequences. This leads to his most critical insight. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Your reputation is more powerful than your private intentions. You can have the kindest heart, but if you appear weak, you will be treated as weak. Your failure isn't a moral one, it's a strategic one. You've been so focused on being good that you've neglected the critical art of appearing strong. The first Machiavellian key: master the economy of goodwill. To escape this trap, you have to understand that your kindness, your time, and your energy are resources. They have value, and like any resource, when you give it away freely, its value plummets. This is the first key. Master the economy of your own goodwill. Think about it. If gold were as common as sand, it would be worthless. When you are endlessly available, perpetually accommodating, and always saying yes, your kindness becomes an expectation, not a gift. People stop appreciating it. They just get used to it. The one time you finally say no, it's not seen as a reasonable limit. It's seen as a betrayal. You've accidentally conditioned people to feel entitled to your generosity. Machiavelli understood this principle. He advised a prince not to be a miser, but to be strategic with his generosity. Real, effective kindness isn't self-destructive, it's intentional. Start treating your yes like the precious currency it is. Don't just hand it out to everyone. Save it for people who are loyal, who reciprocate, and whose goals align with yours. By making your help and availability a little more scarce, you instantly increase their value. People will start to see your support as something to be earned, not demanded. This isn't selfish, it's strategic. Before we get to the next key, which is absolutely crucial for navigating any competitive environment, from the office to your social life, I want to hear from you. Comment below with a time you felt your kindness was taken for granted. Let's see just how universal this is. And if you're getting value from this, hit that subscribe button. The second Machiavellian key: cultivate a reputation for strength, not niceness. The second key flows right from the first. You must actively build a reputation for strength, not just for niceness. In the world of power dynamics, nice is often code for exploitable. A reputation for being nice signals to others that you'll avoid conflict at all costs, absorb unfairness to keep the peace, and that your boundaries are merely suggestions. Machiavelli would say, you must be both the lion and the fox. The fox is clever enough to spot the traps, but the lion has the raw strength to scare away the wolves. Your niceness has made you a terrible lion. Think about the modern workplace. The employee who always takes on extra work, stays late without complaint, and never pushes back is rarely the one who gets the promotion. They just get more work. The respected person is the one who guards their time, says no to things that derail their goals, and delivers excellent results within those protected boundaries. Their kindness is a deliberate choice, not a default setting, and that makes all the difference. Building this reputation means you have to be willing to be seen as difficult when a core principle is on the line. You have to have that uncomfortable conversation. You must demonstrate through actions, not just words, that your resources are valuable and you will protect them. This isn't about being a jerk. It's about pairing your kindness with a backbone of steel. The kind of kindness that actually commands respect isn't passive. It's assertive and backed by undeniable strength. The third Machiavellian key: use virtue as a tool, not a cage. This brings us to the final and most advanced key. Learn to see virtue as a tool, not a cage. The trap of the good person is believing you must be honorable and kind in all situations, even when others are playing by completely different rules. This rigid morality makes you predictable, and being predictable makes you easy to defeat. Machiavelli's philosophy is not an invitation to become dishonest or cruel. It's an invitation to become effective. Virtues like honesty and generosity are incredibly powerful when you deploy them strategically. Showing loyalty to a powerful ally builds an unbreakable bond. Demonstrating generosity to those who have proven their worth creates devoted followers. Speaking with brutal honesty to expose a rival's hypocrisy can be a masterstroke. The cage is when you feel forced to be generous to your enemies, honest with those who will twist your words against you, and compassionate toward those who show you none. When you do that, you're acting against your own interests out of a misplaced sense of moral obligation. The truly effective person understands there is a time for kindness and a time for cold, hard strategy. They aren't a slave to one way of being. They adapt. The goal is to be in control of your virtues, not to be controlled by them. Arm your principles with the shrewdness you need to survive. The trap of being a good person was never about goodness itself. It's about being naively good in a world that is deeply strategic. The solution isn't to abandon your kindness, but to arm it with steel. First, master the economy of your goodwill. Stop giving away your most valuable resource for free. Second, build a reputation for strength. Let people know your kindness is a choice, not a weakness, and that you have boundaries that will be enforced. And third, use your virtues as the powerful tools they are. Know when to be the lion and when to be the fox. Machiavelli's 500-year-old lesson isn't about becoming a monster. It's about recognizing that in a world of power plays and hidden agendas, you cannot afford to be a pawn. The ultimate power lies not in choosing between being good or being strong, but in developing the wisdom to be both. It's time to stop being just a good person and start being a respected one. If this video challenged your perspective, subscribe for more lessons on power, strategy, and psychology. And click here to watch our next video, where we break down the modern applications of Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power. Rewrite the rules.